All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Lynn Polton, Director of Marketing for ICD, and I am here with Luciana Randall, or otherwise known as Lou. And Lou is the Executive Director of the Autism Connection in Pennsylvania. And you were one of our presenters at the virtual assembly, which was fantastic. Really enjoyed that. Learned so much about autism in such a short amount of time, which was really useful. So I'm excited that you're going to come back to our conference in September in Orlando. And your title for this one is Autism, Ways to Work with an Overloaded Brain.
Right.
So what can you tell us? Can you give us a little sneak peek into your presentation?
So I kind of also subtitled that right now. It's not mystery, it's science, which kind of goes along with your whole conference theme.
You're so creative.
Well, for so long we thought autism was very mysterious because we kind of knew people were different and there was a label here and there for it, but we didn't know really much about the inner workings. And since about 2002, at least in the US, there's been more funding given to autism, so we can see more the inner workings of the brain through things like functional MRIs. So we've probably, a lot of us have had an MRI of something that's not, a joint or lever, like a shoulder, what have you. Mm-hmm. So the functional MRI, you can watch the blood flow through the brain and how, basically how someone thinks, sort of in terms of speed and the areas where information is kind of moving. So I teach with those images because we need to understand, I think, what's going on. And then all of us as individual people doing interventions or supports can decide what work makes sense for us. I think for a long time, people have thought autism and interventions would have something like a cookbook approach, like you do this, 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 this. And it's really just understanding how the person is thinking, and then you decide, like with your personality and your creativity, like how you want to support them. Because everybody's, like, we're individuals and people with autism are all different. So I like to talk about that.
That's great. So it's kind of like the, you meet one person with ADHD, you meet one person with ADHD. Same with autism?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So people can be super introverts, or they can have a whole thing where they have no filter and they just talk all the time and don't realize that they're thinking out loud. And like in between, that's one example of sort of the spectrum where you're going to have variations that just a personality, or once you understand that the brain is basically overloaded and overcrowded with neurons, then you can sort of see where sometimes they short circuit and sometimes they keep firing all over the place. So I heard really interesting feedback from our virtual assembly where I show the brain images, and people said that's sort of like clutter in the brain, and that manifests as clutter in our lives, which I thought was a really cool analogy.
So what do you hope people step away with from this session?
I think knowing that autism is actually natural, it's just a part of biology, and given the demands of our world and what we expect from people to sort of get it together, we've got to make that bridge between what nature's done, which is like create lots of really cool thinking and interesting connections, but sometimes those need to be sort of tailored to meet the expectations of job, school, work, living, whatever it is that people need to do. So we'll learn some tools of how to apply to all of that to make that bridge between.
So it's not mystery, it's science.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
That's great, Lou. I'm so excited to see you. Thank you for spending time with us, and we will see you in September.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Bye.